Hello and welcome in. This is Divination Rainbow. Thank you for your presence here. And a special thank you to any subscribers and all of those returning. I would also just like to say quickly that as the channel is so new, please do feel free to request or suggest any reading topics of things that you may have on your mind, and I will certainly do my best to get to them as I can. All right, so with that, I want to go ahead and dive right in. Today's reading is going to be a general reading for the collective on the current energy that we're picking up on at this time. I hope this message is finding you gently, whatever time of day it may be for you. What is coming through for the collective at this time? What type of energy? I want to see the current energy, please. Collaboration, working on something with a group, trying to have some professional success. But at the same time, maybe there was a little bit of a false start. Ooh, hold on a minute. I just saw that. Yeah, maybe there was a little bit of a false start. And maybe this was causing a little bit of some maybe lack of sleep. But at the same time, he pushed through that. I see here with this Nine of Swords in reverse, avoiding toxic energy and pessimism. Wow, a lot of reversals today. There weren't enough choices. Maybe there were some illusions. Oh, wow. Interesting. Wow, this is some really interesting energy for you. Okay. Let's just take a moment to take all of this in because so far this is all some really interesting stuff here. These cards are a little bit raised at the edges, so I'm having trouble lining them up. Okay. So the first card up was the Three of Pentacles, indicating some professional success or potentially working together with a community in the workplace. All right. And I definitely see here that there was a little bit of a false start where there was potentially maybe the thought of or an opportunity for a new beginning that did not quite happen. And that caused a little bit of anxiety, but fortunately, I see that with the Nine of Swords being in reverse, although it could have been causing a little bit of upset, it was a toxic energy that you were able to push through, feeling like maybe there was a lack of choices around you at this time, and also feeling like because of that false start, maybe that was an illusion, that opportunity was an illusion. But then the next card we're seeing up is the Four of Wands, indicating that a celebration and some belonging, some very deep fulfillment would be coming in. So let's see now that we have this here. Let's see what's getting ready to come up next as we go into the shift in this energy here. Wow, really interesting. So yeah, going from this feeling of having this work type thing going on, definitely something where there was a certain level of success that was in a community workplace environment. All right, but then having a little bit of confusion as that led to a false start, which is sometimes the case. And that could have potentially pushed you into an energy of losing sleep, being really anxious, having very negative thoughts. But instead of doing that, you were able to push through that and kind of analyze those thoughts. What's causing this toxic energy? What's causing these patterns? And you came to the conclusion that it is a lack of choices or perhaps the illusion of a lack of choices. And you're able to see past that coming up soon here with the Four of Wands, finding a deeper sense of belonging, definitely a lot of joy coming in. And also with the Four of Wands, we see a celebration. All right. And this always makes me think of like a deep romantic connection, but it does not necessarily have to be. The next card we had out is the Emperor. So that shows me that taking back control of the situation, getting back into your power, feeling more stable in the environment, and also feeling ready for whatever we have that's getting ready to come up, that's coming ahead. All right. And also with the Emperor, this could be an Aries that we're talking about. Then we have the Queen of Cups. So this is someone who is definitely a little bit of an intuitive. This is someone who kind of knows what's going on around them because they're very observant. And the Queen of Cups is also someone who has a lot of inner wisdom, someone who is in control of their emotions, soft but strong. And then I see a lot of fulfillment coming in here with this 10 of Pentacles. Luxury, sharing with your family, spending time with different loved ones. You may have 2 dogs. Someone here definitely has at least 1 dog. All right, so let's see what is going to continue to happen as these things shift around you and what support may be coming in now that we see you standing in your power here or getting ready to be standing in your power here. Wow, that's fantastic. So yeah, so what we can expect as this energy continues to shift and the support that you have coming in, that support is right here. All right, with this Page of Cups. This is someone who's very inspired, taking inspired action towards you. All right. And that's going to bring about a lot of traditional type of happy for you. Whatever you envision as being just lovely, wonderful times, very prosperous, good days ahead. We'll get 2 more, please. All right. Ooh, maybe a little bit of a challenge coming up, but as the Emperor, you're definitely going to be ready for it. The Emperor is a warrior. Yeah, and new opportunities in finance too. Okay, so that's really interesting. So definitely we see someone here who is ready to take the next steps. They have taken their time, they've gathered the information, and they're ready to now have that beginning again. The false start that happened before, that's in the past, and now this individual is ready to have this beginning again. They've studied up and they're ready to go. The only thing standing in their way here is this Five of Wands. It's a little bit of competition, okay? It could be a little bit of a chaotic energy, perhaps maybe not an external force. As we see here, there was a little bit of some confusion, lack of feeling of choices, feeling of options, maybe even feeling a little bit of like something was an illusion, or there's another word that I'm looking for. Not a disguise, but and not a distraction either. What's the word I'm looking for? Like an illusion. Oh goodness, it's going to escape me. You'll have to let me know. But anyway, with that being said, so this could even be an internal type of an energy where it's like just a little bit of a feeling of chaos, because just that feeling of not knowing quite what happens next when this step comes. But that's okay. And what we don't see here is the King of Wands manifesting in your desired favorable outcome and being very capable of doing so. So whatever that chaotic energy is, that Five of Wands energy, stay in the King of Wands energy that enables you to be able to manifest your desired outcomes and have the reality that you are envisioning and that you know is best for you. And also just being very mindful of the things that you say, the things that you think, because those types of things, especially when they become repetitive, can really start to influence your actual life. And you want to make sure that it's not this chaotic energy, because there is a lot of abundance here and a lot of control over your thoughts and emotions, having that inner wisdom, okay? That brings about a lot more of a sense of fulfillment and joy and luxury. So don't lose sight of that. I love to see that. Going from a time of feeling like maybe there was a false start with some professional success to then really standing in your power, feeling that belonging and feeling that sense of accomplishment. It very well could be coming with quite a bit of luxury and materialistic type of wealth as well, where we see all these pentacles, especially with the 10 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Definitely some progression, which is wonderful as well. Love to see that. Hmm. Yeah, and I also see that there is an opportunity here as well to just let a little bit more of that heart chakra, that love centered energy guide you at this time as well. Hmm. All right. So now that we've taken a look and we've seen a little bit into that situation, let's go a little bit more into the support that is around you at this time. All right. Actually, let's get an angel card and then we'll close it out with some angel numbers. So, this deck here is really fantastic. This is Be Not Afraid. It is an angel deck. Okay. So, we're going to just go ahead and look a little bit more into the energy that's around you, the supportive energy that's around you at this time. Please allow us to see into the supportive energy around the collective at this time. I've got another one flip right here. Ooh, beauty as a weapon. Yeah, how are you using that alluring side? How are you using your words? Because Azazel here is actually a fallen angel. And this angel speaks a lot about how you are presenting yourself in the world and how you use that presentation of self to manipulate the situations around you. And whether it is being done to the highest good of yourself and those around you, or whether it is being done to the detriment of yourself and others. So, one thing you want to think about when you see this card is the duality of it, okay? Because to some, they're going to see this as being a protective figure, and others are going to see this as being a very dangerous figure. But that's kind of what this angel is representing. It's representing the softness that can also be used as a weapon when we're talking about things that sound good, things that look good, things that feel good, and how it can actually get in to be an enriching thing, or it can be something that starts to detract from your life. So when you see this card, you want to think about how you use your influence towards others, and you want to use your strengths and your talents for good. You want to do things that are going to bring about positivity and good changes in the world around you, and reflect inward and think about how that is coming about around you, how your actions and how your outward projection into the world is actually not only just affecting yourself, but also affecting others. Because when you're more mindful of that, it gives you an opportunity to be the best version of yourself and to do so with grace and mindfulness instead of doing so with maybe more of a self centered or self motivated interest. So that is a good thing to be supportive of. And oh, Uriel, yeah, Winter Light. Depending on the time you're catching this reading, it may or may not be getting towards the darkest, kind of coldest end time of winter. And this angel actually talks a lot about being shielded and protected with truth. So just sticking to what you know. And I would say, especially seeing this appearing alongside the Azazel card, that being true to yourself, being true to oneself, and not going out of your way to project a false self or a false narrative into society or to your friends and family, coworkers, those around you, as doing so will not benefit you or others. Another thing I would say about this, especially since you got Uriel, is that this angel is here to show you that even though it is a cold time or a dark time potentially, where there was that false start that we saw earlier, where we saw that there was some deception, some illusion. This is letting you know that just like the winter is going to come into a time of renewal with spring, that you are going to overcome challenges that you have faced in your life. And it is going to put you into a better realization of self and being able to set more stronger guidelines with yourself and also living your life in more of a way that is true to who you are. So when you see these two cards together, I would definitely say staying true to your authentic self and also being more cognizant about what you are projecting outward to others, and also hearing within, maintaining any kind of boundaries that you have established with others, staying strong in your conviction, and it will allow you to rise to the next level. It will allow you to improve your discernment and will also allow you to not be afraid to be vulnerable. Okay, because sometimes you may need to be, but other times it may be kind of that like Five of Wands chaotic feeling energy that we saw. And this is reminding you that vulnerability is sometimes going to be something that can be scary, but it can also be a strength. Just be practicing in your discernment and be truthful in your actions. Okay, love to see that. March 5th could be an important date for someone. Just got that. All right, so let's close this out with some angel numbers. These may be synchronicities that you have already been seeing. If not, you may start seeing them shortly after catching this reading. And this is just intended to be a little bit of additional guidance for you at this time. Definitely is going to reflect some of the energy that we've already been picking up on during this reading. Yep, unconditional love. Absolutely. You are surrounded and supported by unconditional love at this time. And where did you go? I see you here. Oh, yeah. Let go of all that no longer serves you. And this really, to me, especially seeing release and unconditional love side by side, I see this as, once again, a repeating message, kind of like what we saw here. Oh, goodness. Love it when the things repeat like that so quickly. So, yeah, being mindful of the type of energy that you're putting out into the world around you and being mindful of how you use your gifts and whether it's being used to inspire others or otherwise, right? Look at all these fours here. You're deeply supported at this time and you are going to be successful. Let's get one more. All right, that feels right. Yeah, changes are coming. Transformation is coming in. Brighter days are ahead. And it's important to be able to pull out that inner light to be able to illuminate your path during the times when it may be a little bit more of a chaotic or an uncertain energy. Moving into new situations, especially when there has been potentially some false starts or some speed bumps in the past, is going to be something that feels a little bit touch and go at times. But the important thing to remember is that by establishing boundaries at the beginning and then staying true to what you set forth to do when you started out, you will be able to have the type of outcome that you thought was going to happen the first time. By having those false starts and those opportunities in life that seem like they're going to go one way and then maybe end up going another, it oftentimes gives our inner self and our brain time to adjust to what is going on around us so that we are able to make more wise choices when we take steps forward in the future. So, I would definitely say the message here is to impress upon you that as you move into this next chapter and we see you fully standing in your power in that emperor energy, that you stay aware of how that influences others around you and how powerful that truly is. How the things that you say and the actions you take affect not only yourself and your attitude, but that creates a ripple effect that then spreads to those around you and in your environment. So, as we see these positive changes coming about and a time of abundance getting ready to unfold in your life, be aware of the fact that that can also create positive changes for those around you. And it's all about how you choose to use your gifts and whether or not you decide to stay truthful. Because the truthful path is a path of unconditional love, closing out cycles, protection, security, winning, and positive changes. It's just about you making it happen. With all this purple on the table, I can see that you already know that's true. So I hope this was the message that you were looking for with all these fours. I can't help it but to be a little funny sometimes. That's just my guides coming through for you. And with all of that being said, I definitely know that this was the message for you today. Please do remember that I am your friend on this journey, and you're welcome to return here whenever you feel called to do so. And until the next time, please do take good care of yourself. Bye for now.